So I was playing with my friend that's an Ornn main the other day, and I asked him while he was upgrading my item, how do you pick who to upgrade on your team when you're not playing with your friends? And he just tells me he just picks the player that's doing the best on the team. Then I asked him if he thought there were items that were better to upgrade than others, and he just told me that he thought all items were generally the same stat increase. And then I got to thinking, what if there were items that were better to upgrade than others? And if there are, I surely would want to know as an Ornn player. I got to thinking about how to compare the stats upgraded for each item, and figured that all stats cost gold, so in order to figure out how much each upgrade was worth, I would have to figure out how much each individual stat was worth in gold. So I got a notepad, a pen, and a calculator, did some math, and figured it out. And I can say that some items are in fact better to upgrade and should be considered over others if you have an Ornn on your team. Also, if you don't know what Ornn's passive is, it's that he gets to upgrade all his allies' mythic items to have more stats. To get started, you have to figure out how much each stat is worth in gold, like I said earlier. Basically, you just take the baseline items that only have one stat and no passive, divide by the gold cost. A good example is mana. A sapphire crystal is 350 gold and gives 250 mana. So 350 divided by 250 equals 1.4 gold, so 1 mana cost 1.4 gold. Now there are stats with multiple items that have no other stats or passives, like ability power, which has amplifying tome, blasting wand, and needlessly large rod. Using the same division that we did with mana, we find that Amp Tome's cost is 21.75 gold, Blasting Wand is 21.25 gold, and Needless is 20.83 gold. So we just take the average of those items and it comes out to 21.28 gold. So Ability Power's cost is 21.28 gold. Going through the rest of the stats, attack damage is 34.16 gold, crit chance is 40 gold, armor 20 gold, attack speed 25 gold, mana regen 5 gold, magic resist 18 gold, health regen 3 gold, health 2.67 gold, lifesteal 38.76 gold, movement speed 12 gold, ability haste 23.41 gold, magic pen 39 gold, armor pen 7.52 gold, percent armor pen 37.5 gold, and omnivamp at 39.5 gold. Now, we don't necessarily use all these stats, but I just figured it'd be nice to know. In total, there are 23 mythic items that Ornn can upgrade, and we'll start with Locket of the Eye and Solari. So the stats for Locket are 200 health, 20 ability haste, 30 armor, and 30 magic resist. So you just do 200 times 2.67, which equals 534, 20 times 23.41, which equals 468, 30 times 20, which equals 600, and 30 times 18, which equals 540. Now you add all those together and you get 2,142. Ornn's upgrade for Locket is Reliquary of the Golden Dawn, which has 400 health, 25 ability haste, 40 armor, and 40 magic resist. 400 times 2.67 is 1,068. 25 times 23.41 is 585, 40 times 20 is 800, and 40 times 18 is 720, which makes the stat total 3,173 gold. Now subtract 2,142 from it, and you get the upgrade value, which is 1,031 gold. So in order to not make this video longer than it needs to be, I'm just going to quickly go through the rest of the mythic items. With Imperial Mandate, the stat total is 2,353 gold. And it upgrades to Seat of Command, which has a stat total of 3,876 gold. Subtract those two and you get 1,523 gold. Moonstone Renewer, which upgrades into Starcaster, is exactly the same as Imperial Mandate. Frostfire Gauntlet has a stat cost of 2,352, which upgrades into Rhymeforged Grasp, which has a stat cost of 3,440. Subtract them and you get 1,088. Turbo Chem Tank into Turbocharged Hexperiment is also the same as Frostfire Gauntlet. Sunfire Aegis stat total is 2,542 gold, which upgrades into Forgefire Crest, which is 3,630 gold. Subtract those two and you get the same as before, 1088. Hex Tech Rocket Belt has a combined stat total of 3165 gold, and upgrades to Upgraded Arrow Pack, which has a combined stat total of 4341 gold. Subtract those and you get 1176. Riftmaker has a combined stat total of 3170 gold, and upgrades to Acathia's Curse, which has a combined stat total of 4192 gold. Subtract those and you get 1022 gold. Night Harvester has a combined stat total of 3067 gold, and upgrades to Vespertide, which has a combined stat total of 4090 gold. Subtract those, you get 1023 gold. Dustblade of Drakthar has a combined stat total of 2653 gold, and upgrades to Drakthar's Shadow Carver, which has a combined stat total of 3343 gold. Subtract those and you get a measly 690 gold. Eclipse has a combined stat total of 2,330 gold, and upgrades to Syzygy. Anyway, it has a combined stat total of 3,153. Subtract those two and you get 823 gold. Prowler's Claw has a combined stat total of 2,676 gold, and upgrades to Sandstrike's Claw with a combined stat total of 3,365 gold. Subtract those and you get 689 gold. Gore Drinker has a combined stat total of 3,523 gold. And this is the first of a few that has a higher combined stat total than the actual cost of the item. And this upgrades to Ceaseless Hunger, which has a combined stat total of 4,854 gold. Subtract those two, you got 1,331 gold. Stridebreaker has a combined stat total of 3,039 gold, and upgrades to Dream Shatter, which has a combined stat total of 4,015. Subtract them and you get 976 gold. Divine Sunderer has a combined stat total of 2,902 gold, and upgrades to Deicide, which has a combined stat total of 3,933 gold, and subtracted those equal 1,031 gold. Trinity Force has a combined stat total of 2,777 gold, and upgrades to the Infinity Force, which has a combined stat total of 3,752 gold. Subtract those two, and you get 975 gold. Immortal Shield Bow is another one that has a combined stat total higher than the cost of the item, at 3,567 gold, and upgrades to Blood Ward, which has a combined stat total of 4,406 gold. Subtract those two, and it equals 839 gold. Kraken Slayer has a combined stat total of 3,645 gold, and upgrades to Wormfallen Sacrifice, which has a combined stat total of 4,704 gold. Subtract those two and you get 1,058 gold. Gale Force has a combined stat total of 3,350 gold, and upgrades to Typhoon, which has a combined stat total of 4,408 gold. Subtracted, that equals 1,058 gold. Everfrost has a combined stat total of 3,678 gold, and upgrades to Eternal Winter, which has a combined stat total of 4,768 gold. Subtract those two, you get 1,090. Luden's Tempest has a combined stat total of 3,241 gold, and upgrades to Eye of Luden, which has a combined stat total of 4,218 gold. Subtracted, that equals 977 gold. And finally, Leandri's Anguish, which has a combined stat total of 3,010, and upgrades into Leandri's Lament, which has a combined stat total of 4,046 gold. Subtract those two, you get 1,036 gold. As you can see, the upgrades are in fact different from each other. The best one being Imperial Mandate and Moonstone Renewer at 1,523 gold, and the worst being Prowler's Claw at 689 gold. We can determine that the max team upgrade potential is 7,615 gold, and the minimum team upgrade potential is 3,445 gold, but on average the increase for team gold is 5,018. If you have been paying attention, then yes, we have only gone through 22 of the 23 mythic items, and the final one is Shirelia's Battle Song. So the tooltip is wrong in both the build creation and the practice tool, and I'm pretty sure it's 70 ability power and you just remove the 0% movement speed line, but I'm refusing to include it out of principle alone. Fix your game, Riot. So when you play Ornn, who do you choose to upgrade first? The player doing the best on your team, or the person that's way far behind and needs the most help? Or do you use the knowledge you've learned here today and just upgrade the best item possible? Let me know what you think down below, and subscribe to let me know if I should do more of these kinds of videos. And thank you for watching.